Hey, what's up everybody? Remi Sovran here from remisovran.com. Today's video I want to talk about an interesting little topic and something that it occurs in the gym pretty frequently that I see. And it actually, in a sense, you can think it's good, but when you look at it in a different way, it can be very problematic. And what I'm talking about is cheerleaders in the gym or spotters, whatever it is. Now, spotters are good, they're fine, but it's more so about the people motivating the individuals that they may be spotting or that are just standing around watching them perform a lift, like a bench press, deadlift, squat. Now, don't get me wrong, people do need spotters. This video isn't about spotting and whatnot, it's more so about motivating that individual to do more. So what often you see in the gym is individuals will load up maybe 300 pounds on a squat, maybe 300 pounds on the bench press. Big compound lifts that can be very dangerous if they're performed with bad technique. But then you have these guys or these people that are standing around them, cheering this individual on, like telling them, let's go, you got this, you got one more, and I got two more. Now, don't get me wrong, it's good to get the individual fired up in the beginning to get that lift going or whatnot, because, what we see with motivation, it could help with an individual to kind of fire them up, help them, stiffen up their muscles, help them get the proper mindset and whatnot. So when they get the proper mindset, they know they're going to stiffen their body up, and they're going to potentially produce force, and their performance could increase. Problem is now, is we have individuals telling them to do one more. Come on, you got this. You got two more in you, or you got three more in you. Here's where it becomes very, very problematic, and I'll tell you because. What ends up happening is that when the individual starts fatiguing and you have these people telling them to do one more, two more, three more. Now that individual may have one more in them or two more in them, but I'm telling you, most often that repetition or those two repetitions will not be performed with good form or good technique. And when they're not performed with good form or technique and you have a lot of weight on that bar, whether it's a squat, bench press, deadlift, that individual can mess themselves up big time. They could screw something up because now you have all these people around telling this individual, let's go, one more. And then the individual performing a lift is going to want to do another one. However, if he's already fatigued or if he's close to fatigue, then something could happen where his back rounds, he gets into an extension pattern, he gets a forward head posture, or whatever it is, he starts shaking, and then you get these compensation issues going on. Something could happen, and something could just be thrown out, and then you get like a disc injury occurring. You can get a rotator cuff injury, rotator cuff tear, whatever it is. It can be pretty serious, and it can be pretty bad, and that's something we need to be aware of, and something that people need to be careful about. And it's not just individuals in the gym, it's even trainers, coaches. They'll do the same thing sometimes, and they don't realize that their client should actually, they should stop the set. They shouldn't perform an extra repetition because often those last couple of repetitions are often performed with bad technique. And what often you'll see is that when the individual that is performing the lift, after he's done, he'll ask the person that is spotting them or the individuals that are standing around watching him how his technique or form was. And usually those individuals will say, oh, it wasn't bad, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad, you got the repetition. Well, he got the repetition, but he got it with bad form. So, he keeps doing that over time, he's going to throw something out. These are how injuries happen. People don't realize this, and sometimes, it's better to do less and, stop at that point where you're fatiguing. People need to realize that, and it's not always good to do more and do those extra repetitions. It's kind of a negative mindset that people have, and the reason why we have this mindset is because we're driven in a society where we always want to do better and we always want to do more. And so that's why you have these people around motivating, because they want him to do better, and it's not necessarily their fault, they want him to do better. But is doing that extra repetition or two, is it actually doing him better, or is it actually doing him worse? Because he could he could have an injury, he could throw his back out, whatever it is, screw his knee up, and then his career's done, or next thing you know, he's in the hospital. So that's what people don't realize. And that's something that we need to realize, and something I think we need to change as a society, especially in the gym. People need to recognize this, and people don't. And because it's just, with all the mainstream media, always more is better, it kind of brainwashes people into thinking that. So that's just kind of my tip and advice to you guys and to everyone out there. the next time you're spotting someone, or your next time you're standing around someone, don't necessarily act like a cheater. It's good to motivate the individual, to kind of get them fired up in the beginning or whatnot. But if you see his form is struggling, or if you see his struggling, or his form or technique is it's going to shit or whatever, tell him to stop. That's enough. Like, cut him off. Don't tell him, you got this, or just push through, or pull, whatever. We got to be aware of this, and to tell him, listen, that's enough. You're going to throw your back out. People aren't aware of this, but we need to be aware of this, and we need to be more educated about this. That's just kind of my advice, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, if you've seen this in the gym before, and you've seen people get hurt, leave a comment. I'd love to kind of just hear about it, and whatever happened. And if this is the first time you've watched my videos, be sure to subscribe. I'm always posting new fitness videos and fitness tips, and hopefully you guys can kind of get something out of my channel if you do subscribe. And so for that, all the best, and have a good day, guys. Take care.